At this year's AIMEXPO in Las Vegas, we got to spend a little time with iconic motorcycle filmmaker Peter Starr. Peter was selling some amazing images of classic motorcycle racers, all to help raise money for prostate cancer education.
Well, the reason I'm here is it starts about 14 years ago. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer and decided then not to treat it conventionally. And that led to the starting of a foundation about 5 years ago and the production of a documentary called Surviving Prostate Cancer Without Surgery, Drugs, or Radiation. Well, it's a foundation and foundations eat up money, so I do these shows to raise money for the foundation to keep the whole education process going. And part of the thing that we do is I have a book called Taking It to the Limit, 20 Years of Making Motorcycle Movies. This book is the condensation of my life of 20 years of making motorcycle movies. And if you're into motorcycling, it covers like a 20-year period of just the greatest history of racing, the greatest riders from Kenny Robertson and Harewood and Wayne Rainey, Eddie Lawson, Freddie Spencer, you name it. And we bring that to these shows to sell, to raise money for the foundation to keep the whole thing going. Same with the pictures you see around in the booth. Everything here is for sale to raise money for prostate cancer education. This is Stevie Baker. It's a picture I took in Mallory Park in 1976. It's part of the movie Take It to the Limit. And when we took Baker to the UK in 1976 for the race of the year, and he beat Barry Sheen, and that came as a surprise to everybody. The picture here is Roger DaCosta. Roger's five-time world motocross champion. We made a film of him in 1974, part of which was also in Take It to the Limit. That was taken at Carlsbad, California. And the thing I like about the pictures is one of our cameramen right there. That kind of tells the whole story. This is King Kenny at Laguna, Seca, 1984. And this was actually taken by David Dewhurst. David's a friend of mine, and he supports our foundation. He supplies this picture here, plus one over here with Randy Mamola and Kenny Roberts there, also at Laguna Seca the same year. And then Russ Collins, I put this picture together because Russ was a longtime friend of mine, and he's in Take It to the Limit. He's one of the highlights of Take It to the Limit. He passed away 2-3 years ago. And again, I've sort of ghosted in his name at the back. It's a series of photographs I've done, one with Steve Baker, one with Russ Collins, one with Barry Sheen. This is Arlo Guthrie. Arlo sang the song, I Don't Want to Pickle, Just Want to Ride My Motorcycle. We used it in Take It to the Limit, and we filmed Arlo, and that was a still that was taken during the filming. And he signed that particular one to me, but we actually have some signed copies that we will sell. We got about half a dozen that he signed for us, to raise money to help us with the prostate cancer project. This is my heroes thing. All of these people have been in films I've done at one time or another, and I put that together as kind of a tribute, if you like, to the people of that era. And you'd be amazed how many people don't know who those people are, and yet they're not just heroes, they're icons of that era. And then in the corner over here we have Mike Harewood, Mike the Bike. That was in the Isle of Man 1977 when we brought Mike Harewood out of retirement, took him to the Isle of Man, filmed him. You can see the camera on the front of the bike here. This whole fairing was built by Kel Carruthers, and Mike had a microphone in his helmet, camera on the front, and he did 2 laps of the Isle of Man for us, 1977, and that's kind of like the highlight of the movie Take It to the Limit. This is Roberto Pietri in Daytona, I think 1982, it's either 81 or 82. Now look at the difference between the cameras that we had to use in those days versus GoPros today. We're talking about here 14 pounds, and about the same at the back. And fortunately, we knew enough about vibration. All of the mounts on the front cameras came off the gas tank, so when the gas tank was full, the gas inside the tank absorbed a lot of the vibration. But that was a 1075cc engine, and it was a genuine 156 mile an hour motorcycle with no fairing on board. And this is Debbie Evans. She's also in the movie Take It to the Limit. This is after she did the water stunt. She's pouring water and sand out of her boots. Dan Gurney, world-renowned car racer and car builder, helped us build our first camera bike. That was 1979 and into 1980. That's Phil Remington, who did much of the fabrication, and that's a young me with a beard. But that was the size of the camera there that we were using in those days. And this is Gene Romero. After he won the race at Daytona, he was the Daytona 200 winner in 1975. This was coming back home on Delta Airlines, and the story behind this is as we were flying back, I went up to the flight attendant and I said, this is a Daytona winner, just won the Daytona 200. Can you do something special for him? So they gave us a part of the airplane just to ourselves. And you remember, look at this airplane, it's got curtains. When was the last time you saw curtains on an airplane? And they bought us a magnum of champagne. This is a magnum of champagne. Well, there's nothing left in the champagne bottle. Gene's asleep, there's his trophy, and I'm taking the photograph over here. That's a priceless picture, and Gene signed that one. This one over here is Ivan Major. I took that picture in about 1976. Ivan was racing in Costa Mesa, and he passed away, as you know, probably about a year ago now. And 13-time World Speedway champion, and just a great guy. I mean, unbelievable racer. That was the one I took, and I did it especially to try to get this blurriness, because speedway racing is very hard to capture motion, and you can't. And it's at night. It's hard to use high shutter speeds. So I try to get that with a slow shutter speed and utilizing a flash to get that sort of blurry look, the action look. And this is the other David Dewhurst picture that we sell, and that's Randy Mamola and Kenny Roberts at Laguna Seca. I particularly like that shot because it shows you how close these guys would ride. And this is another picture I particularly like. It's Mike Harewood, and you saw the picture at the bottom before we showed you, and that's another picture of Mike I took along the Glen Crutchery Road at the refueling Bowsers. That was shot between takes. We have a couple more pictures of Barry Sheene. This is, again, it's the same shot, but it's here I've ghosted in Sheen's name. People just don't know who Barry Sheene is, and I like to try to draw attention to that because he was one of the world's greats. I mean, he was an icon in the sport. And then Fast Freddie Spencer, that was taken in 1982 at Road Atlanta. And it was, we were shooting a commercial there with him when I took that picture. And again, the same thing, ghosted in his name at the back. It's kind of something artistically I'm trying to do with some of these people, This is the documentary that we produced that was on PBS about 18 months ago. It's called Surviving Prostate Cancer Without Surgery, Drugs, or Radiation. This is the educational package that we sell as part of the foundation. And again, the sales from today and the whole weekend, plus this, go to support our educational program.
Amazing images, a great cause. What else do you need to know? Oh yeah, contact info. If you're interested in any of these amazing images or just want to donate to the Healing Arts Education Foundation, contact Peter via email at peter@motodvd.com. Do it! Do it now! Yeah! Don't forget to comment and like this video, and if you want to stay up to date with all of our great videos and stories, hit the subscribe button and follow us on social media at Cycle Sports TV.